We've got City fan Kel. We've got Man Like V. We've got my brother Judge Mo joining us as well. Welcome everybody to the show. I'm going to go to Mo first from a neutral perspective here. 1 win in 12, another Premier League defeat for Manchester City. Mo, what's your thoughts on today's game?
All I can think of when I'm watching today's game is that, again, when the system doesn't work, these players are so exposed. Pep Guardiola got it wrong again, not only in the lineup, but in the setup. He kept going to Jack Grealish while he has Phil Foden and Bernardo Silva on the right side a little bit, or Phil Foden central. Pep Guardiola got it right because Phil Foden was away from Jack Grealish, who was isolated with Matty Cash. And Jack Grealish didn't do as bad as people say, but also he was not effective. Like, he was just an average footballer on the pitch. And I just want to say a couple of things for the people that say injuries are not injuries. Today, they had Diaz injured, right? And they had Rodri injured. They had Kovacic back. It's someone they bought by choice. I don't know why Matthias Nunes didn't play. That lineup should not have put that bad of a performance, by the way. No one has to tell me that this lineup should put that. Kovacic provides the legs in the midfield. Gundogan provides the brain. To be honest with you, if I'm looking, and what is John Stones, world-class defender, with every win, everyone is telling me this guy's, he was hooked at halftime. He was so bad.
He got injured.
He's bad. I don't care if he looked horrific in the first half, out of position, terrible. To be honest with you, like, if you look at this Man City, you would never have thought this team is coming from a four-peat. But some of these players are absolutely not playing up to the level, not playing up to the performance. And I just want to say something that one of the super chats said about Erling Haaland. Pep Guardiola has ruined Erling Haaland. And I'm going to repeat this again. Pep Guardiola has ruined his game. And it might be, this Erling Haaland guy might have ruined, yes, he went and scored 30-something goals when things are going well. Again, when things are not going well, he had 0 touches in the opposition's box. He tried to dribble once, right? And by the way, he didn't look bad when he tried to dribble from halfway line, like what he used to do at Dortmund. But Pep Guardiola doesn't allow him to do this. Surprise, surprise. Don't come deep and try to get involved because you're not good enough. No, he's good enough. He was doing it at Salzburg and Dortmund. He was involved with Jadon Sancho. We all remember. With Jude, him, Jadon Sancho. They used to play good football. But he limited the guy, like he did with Jack Grealish. And when the whole system is not working, the players look exposed. That is what happened today. And don't tell me that Hillemans and Onana and Kamara and Morgan are suddenly better than everyone. No, they aren't. It's the system that doesn't work and the players get exposed. Bernardo Silva, out of place. Gundogan can't run. He's putting him in these places, Pep Guardiola. No sacking or anything because he has credit in the bank, because he has games to win in the next 4 games. But people have to realize that Pep Guardiola is not, when the system is not working, he's so suspect. He's so suspect. He couldn't change anything. His system is the best in the history when it works. But when it doesn't work, and now when teams don't have any fear, from minute one, Aston Villa had no fear.
I want to ask you this question, Mo. You mentioned like John Stones, you mentioned Haaland, you mentioned a few players. Are they being exposed? Because there's a distinction here, I think. Are they being exposed as being not bad players, but less
not world class? Not world class.
Yeah. Are they being exposed as being not as good as we thought because the system isn't working? Or are we seeing players that are lacking confidence because of recent results who are mentally fragile, therefore they can't reach their world-class levels?
Maybe that, but I never thought that some of these players are world-class. I always said that Pep, you never can judge a player under Pep until they leave Pep or the system doesn't work. I said that years ago. Since I first started going on the terrace in 2021, I said that. Pep Guardiola is the genius. And when his system doesn't work, the players show their actual level. John Stones was never an amazing defender. Bernardo Silva, he hides his flaws. Jack Grealish, he did hide his flaws in the triple season. The only thing that happened is that he took Erling Haaland back. Phil Foden today didn't do bad, but he literally made him non-existent in the first half. It's Pep Guardiola bypassed, and Phil Foden just surrendered because he was always batted on the back.
Terry, Mo's bringing up a point that's actually illustrating Pep's brilliance. I mean, what he's been able to do with these players, like Mo says himself, he watches a lot of football, and they haven't really been at that level. It's been Pep that's gotten out of them. It's been Pep that's taken these guys to this level. And when he wants to talk about system, I got to disagree somewhat, because the system works when you have all the available bodies. And Mo's going to look at the squad, or rivals are going to look at the squad and who played today. Listen, Kova came to City not to be a starter. Gundogan came back to City not to be a starter. And when you look at what we had available in the midfield, we would have had James McAtee and KDB to come on, or to even start. And that's not enough. That's not enough. Even as much as you guys want to say Aston Villa don't match the quality of City, listen, Aston Villa, they're playing in Champions League. Unai Emery has had these guys very well organized, and look at the brilliance. Look at the form that they're in, right? With regards to Duran. Now, overall, we're in poor form, they're in poor form, but this is horrific form from City. And when I was considered, or when I was labeled a gaslighter with regards to saying teams can get at us, I've said it for a while. I've seen Spurs do it for several seasons. When I say it about others, you guys want to tell me, oh, I just want them to open up and make it easy for us to score. No, we've been able to get at for a while. Now, the belief in terms of other teams, copycat league, seeing that they can do it, yeah, it's widespread now. Every club in the league sees that they can run at us. And every time we lost possession, it wasn't just the midfield. Cash was running down full tilt. Every player on Aston Villa, we're trying to get at us because we don't have the legs right now. We don't have the ability to keep pace. Pep's going to have to do a lot with regards to...
Can I interject here with something? Sorry, Vader, sorry. Yeah, Rodri was never quick. Rodri was never fast.
Okay.
Rodri physically is good, but he's not a monster like an Onana. He's not a monster.
I hear you. But
it is down to Pep to position the players where they should be to intercept. Go ahead. But because you mentioned pace and strength, Rodri was never quick.
No, Rodri was never quick. But when you have Kova and Gundo in that midfield, it's going to be exposed.
And Rico.
Yeah, well, Rico's moving from a defensive position to come in inverted. But I'm just saying midfield-wise, Rodri was never quick, but Rodri is also the one to read the game properly. And physically, you're not moving him off the ball. The way unfortunately, many times I saw Kova and Gundo get bullied a little bit, off the ball.
Every game.
You could not do that to Rodri.
You are right today, V. I think speed's one thing, but when I look at what Tielemans and Rodgers were doing to Kovacic and Gundogan today, it was like men versus boys when it comes to strength, I felt, in the midfield today, V.
Yeah, I mean, they would see for him to get, or either player to get possession, they'd get tight, and they'd put a shoulder on him, they put a little elbow on them and dispossess. You would not do that to Rodri. And he was a release valve for us often. He was a safety blanket, but it speaks to the quality of our Ballon d'Or player who's out for the season. This game was going to be a fight from the very beginning. My heart was telling me, let's go out of here with a 2-1. I predicted the right score before the wrong team. And honestly, the way they looked to pounce on us every time they had the ball, that's going to be the formula against us. Until things change with regards to maybe how Pep organizes, or the choice of players in the midfield, or even how he, like Mo wants to mention, how he decides to space players out. We'll have to see. But the change is not going to be easy. And at the same time, I like watching these type of games. I like seeing my club fight and see who's going to remain here and who's not. Now, I disagree with some of those that were speaking about, oh, Pep can't figure this out. If the players aren't listening to him, then Pep's got to go. I completely disagree. If there's any player that's not listening to this manager now, they're the ones out the door. They're the ones that are going to leave. If you're not able to fight through this, if you're going to hang your head down in shame and you're not going to continue to try to find solutions, I want you out of here. I want these quitters out of here. If there happens to be any players like that, Pep's going to find.
Can I play devil's advocate here?
Absolutely, you're a red devil.
I agree. If the manager's doing the right things and the players don't want to work for him, the player should go. What if the players are losing heart because the manager's behavior or approach is wrong?
If the manager's behavior is wrong?
So if the managers, for instance, say the players are losing faith in him because he's talking in press conferences about shitting his pants because he's got IBS. What if the players are getting frustrated because he keeps playing Walker and they know Walker's going to be exposed because I'm pointing out a lot of City fans have said Pep keeps rushing players back and they keep picking up reoccurring injuries. What if those things are true, not just fan theories? I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm not saying it's all true. Say those things that City fans are complaining about. The City players are saying it's hard to keep following him because he's making so many mistakes. Then would you still back getting rid of the players and keeping the manager?
I mean, that's a very unique and specific situation. I would leave it to the board to make that decision. I wouldn't players complaining about how my manager's acting, what my manager's doing. No, the board. Khaldoon will have to decide that. The players, again, there's a line of there's a hierarchy, right? If we're talking generals, if there's anyone that's the soldiers need to listen to Pep. If the soldiers aren't listening to Pep, they're out the door. Now, if the general is telling Pep, hey, you got to settle down, you got to figure this out, and he doesn't agree with what Pep's doing, then Pep's got to go. But I think that is a very extreme example. I need to see the players that are playing for the badge. And what I also liked with regards to, hey, is there any quit? Let's kind of stop with this quit with regards to Haaland. Or Haaland needs to maybe rethink his legacy or his time here. I don't think it's Pep that's telling these players not to release a pass when he's making a run, because I see them not releasing a pass for Haaland, for Foden, sometimes out on the wing for a Bernardo or a Gundo. They're not doing it. And I've said this, I've talked to other City fans. You know when Haaland went for his madness in Champions League and Pep subbed him off because he didn't want him to break Messi's record? That wasn't a matter of, intricate, we are passing through and he was getting goals. Take a shot.
I think he should leave City, bro.
Haaland being in the right position, reactionary. I want us to cause some type of chaos.
I think he should leave. Vader, I think he should leave. But
you think who should leave?
Yeah, I think he should leave.
You think who should? I'm sorry, I didn't hear. Who'd you say?
Erling Haaland. I think he should leave Manchester City, go to Barcelona or something. I'm being serious.
Go to Barcelona.
He won everything. He won everything with you. He broke the record. The record will not be broken. I think in my lifetime, I won't see someone to come in and break that record again. He won the treble. He won everything. Pep has limited the guy. He's destroying his ability, bro.
No.
You aren't passing him the ball. Zero time. Vator, you watch how Hamza will tell you. Hamza knows. Hamza will tell you. Hamza used to tell us that Erling Haaland at Dortmund used to dribble, used to shoot from outside the 18. He used to do that. He limited his game. Why you guys are not talking about this?
Mo, they don't defend like that in the Prem.
Habibi, today Aston Villa were 20 yards outside of the 18. 20 yards. He didn't play a low block. You can't tell me they played a low block today. There was spaces for him to run behind. There was spaces for him to get the ball.
Our players need to release
Don't
the pass.
Tell me it's players. It's instructions. These were definitely instructions today, guys. Every time the ball was played diagonal, Jack Grealish was slow and he was trying to go to the line to cross the ball. You guys were watching this. The majority, Vator. Okay, 90% of the time, Vator. The majority of the time, Erling Haaland makes the run and the players look to play the diagonal ball, Vator. Talk about the tactics of the game. They were trying to cross the ball to Haaland instead of playing him and making him turn. Because he did turn in the second half twice, a halfway line. Right. Didn't he? He can do it. Pep is asking them not to do that,
No, that's not true. You know why? Because when KDB's on that pitch, we see those passes released. It's the confidence in the players. They're gun shy. For whatever reason, they're not
good enough.
They're not good enough. I want to say they're not good enough. But I'm disagreeing with Mo when he talks about his tactics. 2 months ago. Because when we see KDB, it's a completely different release of the pass, a different confidence with regards to a player. The other players don't do it. So that's why I'm challenging Mo to say,
shut down the club.
Tactics.
If KDB's not there, shut down the club. If KDB's not there,
no, you're
shut it down.
You're trying to say that it's a tactic thing. I'm telling you it's not, because a player like KDB will take the chance. Certain players aren't taking the chance ball to foot. That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah, I agree with V's coming from. I agree with V's coming from it. Sorry, Kevin. I'll come to you in a second.